Hello and welcome to Devereux's Fireside Chat video series. Today, I have the opportunity to welcome a new leader to our organization and talk about the partnership between clinical and quality improvement. A big welcome to Devereux President and CEO Carl Clark, Senior Vice President and Chief Safety and Risk Officer Kelsey Lawson, and our new Senior Vice President and Chief Medical and Clinical Officer, Dr. Marissa Leslie. Okay, so Marissa, first off, welcome to Devereux. I heard that during your interview process, you visited a few of our centers. Tell us what that was like and what ultimately made you choose Devereux.
Sure. Well, I had a great visit to PA Adult Services, and I had a chance there to visit the Mendelssohn Recreation Aquatic Center. To anyone in the area, if you haven't been, it's a fantastic space. It supports both wellness and activities for individuals. And a real treat was our driver was Volcano. Volcano is the Assistant Executive Director for PA Adult Services, and he was an excellent guide. He brought everything to life. So spending time with the group homes was another highlight, and I had a chance to learn about the cookouts they have there that provide a real sense of culture and connection across teams. And so why Devereux? Devereux is a full circle moment for me. As a child and adolescent psychiatry fellow at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and University of Pennsylvania years ago, I spent time at the Mapleton Youth Campus, which is in PA. And that experience really shaped how I think about working with families and caring for youth in care settings. So to now be back at this stage in my career, working alongside such dedicated teams across the country is incredibly meaningful. I'm truly inspired by the mission and the impact we have on the lives we serve.
Thank you so much for sharing, Marissa. We are really happy you're here. Carl, what impressed you about Marissa?
Well, we had three world-class top candidates for the role, and Marissa stood out as the best choice for us based on her understanding of the field and our needs, and at the right moment in time, she certainly was the number one candidate. It's kind of rarefied air when you think of that. We really had the top candidates in the country competing for the role.
Kelsey, turning the spotlight over to you. In your role as Chief Safety and Risk Officer, I know that you're focused on ensuring Devereux continuously elevates its quality, safety, and accountability practices. What is the intersection between your role and Marissa's, and how do your quality improvement efforts support all of our clinical teams across the country?
Absolutely. Well, I'm very excited that Dr. Leslie is here to join us. I think we have many things that we can partner on. The way I think about it, ultimately, the National Quality Improvement Team, the center quality teams, we are all here to support clinical and support operations. We operate treatment programs across the whole organization. So when we talk about providing high quality care, it really is high quality clinical care, and really thinking about the quality teams being there to support Dr. Leslie, support all of our clinicians across the whole organization, our nurses, our medical directors, in really looking at data, understanding trends in data, understanding where we can improve, kind of channeling the continuous quality improvement components of our strategic plan to really partner and work on those efforts together.
I completely agree with what Kelsey mentioned about our roles and how they intersect. And I'm excited about working with her department. I know some people look at risk and safety and think, oh no, something's going wrong. But I see risk and safety and quality and clinical is really, really intersecting in powerful ways, in ways to be proactive, look at trends, ensure that we're providing the safest, most respectful, and highest quality care to our individuals and to our staff, because our staff are affected too.
Thanks for sharing that intersection, Marissa. And Kelsey, just to follow up with you, I know you were talking about this at a high level as well, but to follow up, what are a few of the specific ways you and Marissa will be working together moving forward?
Absolutely. I think the first and foremost thing that comes to my mind is my avatar. We've been through a huge organizational transformation in how we work and using that system. I think we all know we are at the beginning of that journey, and it's going to be the continuous quality improvement of learning to work with that system, optimize that system. And I think that is one of the main ways that we really will work together, is thinking about how our clinical teams are documenting in that system, how we're using the data in that system to look at an aggregate level of tracking and trending to really figure out where we're putting our resources internally to work on quality improvement initiatives collectively. The scope of what goes in my avatar really does document the types of services that we're providing across the organization. And that is just going to be such a wealth of information to start working with Dr. Leslie on as she gets settled in her new role.
Absolutely. Marissa, do you see any ways where you're going to be specifically working with Kelsey?
Yes, so specifically reviewing our safety events for trends, for barriers to meeting the safety standard, and acting on what we find is one way, digging a little deeper away from other leaders, in addition to what other leaders may just review, and Kelsey and my team, we will really dig in and find the contributing factors and make recommendations for safer practices, as well as removing barriers for our clinical teams, because we know it is a lot to juggle. We just want to make sure that it's very easy to do the right thing and that our teams have the tools necessary to do the right thing. So I think that's another specific way our roles will intersect.
Thanks so much, Marissa. And Carl, just to switch topics for a moment, we know it is an incredibly difficult decision for a family to send their loved one to Devereux. We also know that quality and safety and expert clinical treatment and care are top of mind for all of our families. How do you see the partnership between Marissa and Kelsey helping us deliver on the Devereux family standard?
Yeah, well, it's really that standard of having a program that's of the quality you would feel comfortable with your own family member being placed there is key. I think that to the extent that our clinical programs have excellence, it makes Kelsey's job easier because that sort of takes care of the risk and safety component. If you have excellent clinical delivery of services, we're optimistic that working together, we're going to have a really good outcome combined with that sort of focus and energy on the program.
Thanks so much, Carl. Marissa, final question. As you get to know us, as you get to know Devereux, what are your top priorities?
First, I want to say thank you to those leaders and those team members I've had the chance to meet with across Devereux. Those conversations have really helped shape my thinking about where to focus. And after those conversations, a few priorities really stood out. One priority is strengthening the process behind great outcomes. One thing I've learned over time is that we don't directly control outcomes, but we do control the processes that lead to those outcomes. Getting those right is key to helping people live longer, healthier, meaningful lives. Next is making documentation work better for our teams. We do incredible work every day, and it's important we capture that, but not at the expense of time with the individuals we serve. I'm really interested in how we can use technology to reduce burden and give time back to our teams. Then there's focusing on medication safety. Clear, consistent medication practices are critical, and this is an area where we can continue to strengthen reliability across the organization. The continued refinement of the electronic medication administration record will help us achieve this. And I know that Kelsey mentioned my avatar, and so much relies on my avatar, using it well and making it work better for our teams. Finally, elevating the voice of our clinical teams is key. I see my role as helping bring forward the perspective of our clinical teams and partnering closely with operations so we can meet both clinical and organizational goals together. Carl mentioned the family standard, and I would want my family member at an organization where the teams work well together. I've seen the care, I've seen the commitment to quality. And so ultimately, all of these priorities lean into the family standard and just ensuring that we provide that family standard at every center, every time.
Marissa's role, we've benefited from great stewardship, starting with Dr. Benoit, Marilyn Benoit, who was our medical director several years ago, and then Yolanda Graham, who followed up with that and did great work. So there's been excellent stewardship. Kelsey's role is brand new. In Devereux time, it's brand new. She's been here a couple of years, but if you look at other organizations like Devereux, you typically don't see that kind of a focus on risk management and safety and quality outside of the hospital system. So we're pretty proud of that, and we're really looking to build on the synergy between clinical and safety and risk, and really excited about what the future will bring.
Another distinguishing factor about Devereux is its commitment to risk and safety. I haven't encountered many other behavioral health organizations with a dedicated risk and safety officer, and it makes clinical work much easier. It makes it easier to deliver high quality care when we know we have partners in risk and safety. And that combination is key to delivering the family standard.
Marissa, thank you for that very thoughtful response. That does it for this Fireside Chat. To our viewers, thanks for watching. Many thanks to our guests here for being part of this great discussion. For more than a century, Devereux has been devoted to providing safe, compassionate, and effective care for individuals with emotional, behavioral, and cognitive differences. To learn more about our organization, to learn about who we are, what we do, who we serve, visit us online at devereux.org, or join this amazing team by visiting jobs.devereux.org. Thanks, and have a great day.